Welcome back. Motorcycle season is winding down, but don't worry, before you know it, we'll be back on the road. But starting a new season might mean a little bit of rust. Hopefully not on your bike, just with your skills. And our friends at the Rider Training Institute have got you covered with some tips for making sure you're visible at the start of the riding season. So I'm here with Steve Keith again. Steve, the senior instructor with RTI.
Yes.
And we're here today to talk about getting out at the beginning of the year and getting the rust off your skills. You got your bike all ready for the season, but did you get you ready?
That's right. You know, we've been sleeping our bike in our garage, our baby in our garage, and we want to get it out, and it's been like 7 months. When you don't do something for 7 months, you do develop some rust and some bad habits. Even though maybe we've been riding for 30 or 20 years, we have to start fresh every year. And the best advice, you know, is go to a parking lot, practice some of your slow speed maneuvers, practice some of that threshold braking, and then get yourself out into the road. And you know, early in the season, you know, we're in Canada, we're in Ontario. Cars are not used to having motorcycles back out into that road in April. It's still cold for them. They still have their heaters on in their car, and then we have bikes. We're introducing bikes. So we have to be able to make sure that we don't ride in people's blind spots. They're not used to having us out that early. We only get the 1 month, May, so they say the MTL puts out, you know, motorcycle month, beware of motorcycles, be on the lookout for them. We have to be on the lookout our entire riding season. So we practice that. We have a course at RTI called the Refresher, which is kind of designed for that. Somebody who has not been on a bike for maybe a couple of years, maybe has an M license, but they're coming back to the sport. They bought a new bike and they want to just see and get their skills upgraded a little bit. It's a 3-hour course, non-licensing, and then they can go back out into the road. And when we're riding on the road, not riding in blind spots, it's making sure that we are always in a visible position. You know, myself personally, I ride with really one rule. I want to always position myself in a position where I have visibility, where I can see down the road, and vice versa, where now people can see me. We're very small, we're vulnerable users, and we have to be able to do anything to be able to see. And that's either lane position, you know, the following distance, behind a truck, etc. Varying our position either from, you know, if there's 3 lanes, where we may be, if we're happen to be in the middle lane. Proper tire track at all times.
You know, it's interesting you should say as far as small. I think it was the OPP put out a video earlier this year, I saw it, up in Barrie Aurelia area. The OPP held up a pen, and they were filming it. And you couldn't see anything coming up the highway until just a couple seconds before, all of a sudden, this bike appeared out of nowhere, from behind this pen.
Correct.
And that's what people in cars are seeing, is that they say they don't see us. Well, sorry, most of the time I think they didn't look for us, but we are hard to see.
We are hard to see, so if we have to be able to do as many things, so at least we can do lane position. So if you're in that right lane, be in the left tire track. If you're in the far left-hand lane, then you're going to be in the right tire track. Be visible. If at all possible, have the gear, whether it's black but it has reflective material, wear a vest, get some lights that are down here. So other than one single headlight, people don't want to hit us, but we're small, so we have to do something to be visible. And that's our riding technique, our riding positioning, following distance, everything. And your skills.
I guess the other thing early in the season is also taking into account that the roads may not necessarily be as ready for riding as they would be in the hot summer months. Asphalt's colder, it's chewed up, more potholes.
Yeah, everything. You know, the pavement can be cold. You know, motorcycle tires are basically summer tires, so they need to be warm to get that grip and traction. I know right up in the country, there's sand around the corners, so we have to be specifically special care in regards to that, making sure that we're not near that edge of the road. There's salt on the roads, there's potholes, all the cracks, etc. And that's why looking down the road.
And every bit of sand, gravel, or cracks impacts, or the road snakes for some bikes, impacts your how much friction you have holding you to the road.
Everyone takes a little bit away. Yes.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.